Hello, everyone, and welcome to chapter 9, or sorry, chapter 24. Yes, we are still going on with that dilemma of the last thoughts of a busy mind. This is probably the latest I've ever recorded an episode. It's around 7:43 p.m. on Friday, so it will be recorded and it will be uploaded on Friday, but much later than I'm used to. I usually want to put it at the beginning of the day, but today was a little bit hectic and I was actually out of the house, so I just got home. Yes, the drink today is again lemon flavored sparkling water, the Crystal VIP brand. It's it is kind of bland, I'm not going to lie, but it's the brand that I actually really like. So, yes. With that said, I named this chapter The Man Who Sold the World, and because I want to talk about music taste. Today was the birthday of one of my friends, that is listening. So, and we started talking about music and different musical genres and all of that. And, well, for those of you who don't know, I am not a big fan of the Pink Floyd band and Nirvana. I actually hate Nirvana. I don't mind Pink Floyd or Radiohead, I just don't like them. Nirvana I actually do dislike, like I actively don't like them. So yeah, and we were talking about that, and the reason I named it The Man Who Sold the World is because it actually plays a big part. The Man Who Sold the World, as most of you probably know, but I will say it anyway, is a song written and performed by David Bowie at 1970, I think. It's the 70s, I'm sure of that, but the exact year I might be off by a couple of years. I know it's 70s, so because it was after A Space Oddity, which is probably his best album. I love A Space Oddity. Let me just check it real quick, and I'm not even going to do it by going to Google. I am going to do it by going into my Windows Media Player library because OCD and all of that makes me make sure all of these have very specific numbers. It says 1970, so um, and then in in the 90s, I'm sure I'm not going to look that up. I don't care that much. Kurt Cobain and Nirvana covered this song and made it much worse because the original The Man Who Sold the World is sort of this weird acid trip, drug fueled fantasy, and when Nirvana did it, it sounded like, it sounded like Nirvana, it sounded like teenage edge music. You're five, two fives. With the man who sold the world. Oh my god, I love David Bowie. And that brought me to music taste. I'm just going to list off a bunch of stuff that I like. Yeah, for I have quite a bit of a older taste in music. My favorite singer is Leonard Cohen. He's deaf in 2015. No, 2015, 2016. He died. It was very hard for me. And after him, I like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Bobby Darin, Bob Dylan, David Bowie, and from bands I like Jefferson Airplane or Beatles. I don't even like the Doors that much. I love the Rolling Stones though. I fucking love them. And so I do have quite a bit of an older taste. I'm not going to lie. I've someone has called my taste in music dead and antiquated. And, well, they're right. But again, these are the styles that I like. My favorite genre of music is jazz and blues. After that, it's rock. I'm not a metal head. I don't really like metal. I am not a punk head. The only punk band I actually listen to is The Clash, and even then, a couple of songs, London Calling, To the Underworld, Come Out of the Cupboard, You Boys and Girls, London Calling, and I don't want to shout, but while you were while we were talking, I saw you nodding out. Yeah. Soon you'll realize I have a tendency to just make these stupid references because my brain just jumps from stuff. And while I was, and I'm not a big rap fan. My favorite rap song is Gangster's Paradise. We're spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. I churn butter once or twice. I also love Amish Paradise. So yeah, my favorite genre of music is very old at this point. It's antiquated. Not a lot of people listen to them, and I've been mocked because of it. But that's not important to me, honestly. It's just that I don't find a lot of people who like my style of music, and so it becomes hard to listen to them with people. I have classical head friends, people who like classical music, Chopin and Schubert and Bach and Beethoven and all of that. I have friends who like French music, who like Le Maire and Mon Ami, that song, and that Edith Piaf song, that one. I like La Mer, by the way. La Mer, Jumba Jungji, Juba, Bouja Bifri. I know I'm saying nonsense words, but I will refuse to learn French just to sing that one song that I like. I like Champs-Élysées too. Champs-Élysées. And I have friends who like that sort of music, but I mean, I like to sing songs when I'm alone, as I do a lot. I've sing a lot of songs on this very show, so. And the kind of songs that I like, aside from movie soundtracks, or musical soundtracks like A Little Priest or The Impossible Dream or Oh, the barnyard is busy in a regular spring from Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Aside from all of them, I do like to sing Frank Sinatra songs, for example. I like to sing Bobby Darin songs. Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me. Or fly me to the moon, let me stand among the stars. I'm sorry. I sing to them while I'm listening to them, so when I miss a word, it's not as noticeable. Anyways, I like singing these songs. I like to have someone to sing them with me, and I don't because a lot of people don't like them. Then they either just want to sing nostalgic songs like Dr. Jones, Jones, calling Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones. Or they all want to listen to Pink Floyd or Radiohead. I don't like Tom York. I haven't seen that Anima thing that I think Paul Thomas Anderson made for him. If I might be mistaken. It might be Spark Jones. Let me just check, I have a tendency to just not want to check all of this stuff, but the truth is sometimes it's better to just check them out. And it brought the Tom York I'm checking it on the Wikipedia, so you know. Yes, it was Paul Thomas Anderson. I was right. And so I usually am the odd one out, which I mean, I wouldn't care as much if, again, it's one of those things, my desire to sing a duet with someone and the kind of music that I like are very contradictory. Not a lot of people want to sing duets of Leonard Cohen songs, even though First We Take Manhattan could make a great duet, if you ask me. You know, someone saying, they sentenced me to 20 years of boredom. And someone else go, trying to change the system, we are firm. And then the first guy, I'm hunting, I'm coming now, I'm coming to reward them. Then two together, first, we take Manhattan. Then we take Berlin. So yeah. And I'm sorry if I seem more energetic than usual. It's very late. I've been out. I've had a lot of sugar today because it was a birthday and I ate a lot of cake. And so I'm kind of more energetic than usual, which means I talk faster and I talk more irrationally if it's possible. And so yeah, that is sort of my cross to bear. I am too enlightened for my generation. Yeah, I know the pretentiousness of what I'm saying. Oh, nobody likes the kind of music I like because I'm better than them. Again, in some regards, I do think that. I don't like Nirvana and I don't like Nirvana listeners, you know. People who think Nirvana is the best band. I don't really like that. But usually I just don't care, you know. A lot of people hold Elvis Presley in very high regard. I don't really care about Elvis. Or Johnny Cash. They think that Johnny Cash is the best singer. I don't really. I like Johnny Cash. There are several songs of him that I absolutely adore. But I don't think he's the best country singer. I mean, Willie Nelson is the best country singer. Last thing I needed, first thing this morning. That's a great song. I love Willie Nelson. Uh, it even comes to Iranian music, but I will keep that for when I do an obligatory Persian episode. It will come. Probably it might make a good season finale to do an episode all in Persian. But well, we'll get there when we get there. So yeah. So yeah, Persian music. We are not going to talk about that. And in bands, well, I'm going to be honest. I'm not a big band fan. Again, music is a very important part of my life, but I realize more and more that it's not as big in my life and as it is in other people's life. And there are people who, I mean, build a whole personality trait around music. For me, music is an important part of life, but again, I think it comes from my love of musicals. It's just much more fun when there is music involved. And for that, you know, I don't know a lot of bands, and the bands that I know of are very old and dead. Like Jefferson Airplane. Jefferson Airplane is my favorite band. I know them since I watched, again, this is very stupid, since I watched the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and not because of White Rabbit, which has a great scene in there. It's because of Somebody to Love, you know. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you wish somebody to love? Would you want somebody to love? You never. found somebody to love. Yeah, I love that song, and I went to listen to more of the songs, and I liked a lot more White Rabbit included, because you can't talk about Jefferson Airplane without talking about White Rabbit. It's a good song. That's all I have to say. And then you have the Beatles, which, I mean, I'm not alone in saying that I like the Beatles. It's not that big of a deal. Everybody likes the Beatles. Everybody has a couple of songs from the Beatles that they might like without knowing it was the Beatles, whether it's Let It Be or Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds or Hey Jude or even When I'm 64. And I mean, I made that joke a couple of episodes ago. It was actually the last episode, I think. I'm 23 now. Will I live to see 24? The way things are going, I don't know, which is a lyric from Gangster's Paradise. And I don't know. I just wish to live to be 63. And by then, I will hope to have learned how to sing better. And I can sing, will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? And even then, I feel a bit left out because I don't like John Lennon. I think he was a very pretentious prick. I don't like the guy, but I really like Paul McCartney. I think he's the better Beatle. Ringo is a better Beatle than John Lennon. I mean, in my mind, it's Paul, George, Ringo, and John at the same level, sort of. I don't like Ringo. I know he's the last one beside Paul, but I don't know. It's weird. I have a weird respect for Ringo. I've seen him in a bunch of movies that I found kind of fun, like The Magic Christian, which, I mean, if you haven't seen it, just go and see it. It has Peter Sellers, it has Graham Chapman and John Cleese of Monty Python fame. Monty Python. Yeah, it has Christopher Lee playing a vampire. It's pretty damn stupid. But it's fun, and it has Ringo. Ringo is actually one of the main characters beside Peter Sellers. I think it even has Peter Cook. I might be wrong. Let me check it out. If it has Peter Cook, I will be very happy because I like Peter Cook. Peter Cook and Dudley Moore had a movie called Bedazzled, which was just amazing. I mean, it has Spike Milligan, which is actually kind of fun. Oh my God, Richard Attenborough and Roman Polanski. I don't even remember them in the movie. Come on, show me Peter Cook. Oh no, it doesn't have Peter Cook. It has Wilfrid Hyde White, as for those of you who know, is Colonel Pickering in My Fair Lady. You know, Pickering, why can't a woman be more like a man? And even then, I know I'm not alone at this. There is an online world, and I'm part of that. But that's the thing. At least in my current situation in Iran, I feel left out because I don't like the same things other people like. It's the same thing in movies too. But this time we're talking about music. Next time, probably movies. And I have less than a minute left. God, time flies when you are talking about the Magic Question. Again, sorry, I'm looking at the actors list, the cast list for Magic Question, which is again, give it a shot. It's not the best comedy in the world, but I mean, it's fun, and it was directed by Joseph McGrath. I don't know who he is, but I will look him up. And yeah, again, if you want to send a voice message, please do so on Anchor, and I will play it at the beginning of the next episode. And again, this one got recorded way late in the day, but I hope you enjoy listening to it, and I will see you next week.